That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today, believe me, I'm very, very elated to have Kris Anders joining us again, a very good friend of Galaxy too, coming out of the Okanagans. For those of you that are watching on Facebook Live right now, nice to have you guys on board, it really, really is. And if you're a first-time watcher, or viewer, or listener, if you want to put it like that, welcome. So very, very happy to have you. Why not subscribe? Yeah, do the sub-thumb bell thing. Bell notifications when we get important people, much like Kris Anders. Yes, believe me, very, very important. Well, you know, subscribe. Become part of the family. We call it the noise here at Galaxy. Simply because it's growing exponentially every day. It really, really is. And thumb, well, you know the thumb. Go on, get epileptic with us. You know, like us. Like us a lot. Tell you what, let's go all the way over to the Okanagans, and believe me, it's been a couple of months since I've been to the Okanagans, I've got to be honest with you, so it's good to go back, and today we're catching up with our very good friend Kris Anders, and, well, let's do this. Here's Ever Enough, right here at Galaxy. So how you feeling, bro?
Oh, been good. Yeah.
Nice. Turn it up a little bit. Okay. It's about as far as full noise, all right. Francesca's joining us. Hello, Francesca. Looking forward to catching up with more of your artists in the near future. I really, really am. Been an absolute blinder. Loved Beautiful Skeletons. Absolutely love those guys. Shimmer Johnson's joining us. Wario Hernandez Torres. Hello, brother man. Nice to have you on board.
Heidi Tan, and there's someone we haven't heard from for a while. Sean Meehan. When are we going to interview you again?
Yeah, believe me, it's been a while since we've caught up, Sean. It really has. Roger Carr's in there as well. Charles Bernier is joining. Heidi Tan. Hello, darling. Nice to have you on board. Today we're talking to Kris Anders coming out of the Okanagans. And believe me, we have been a big fan of Kris's since the day we first introduced him to Galaxy artists. We really, really have. Got to let you know too, by the way, Kris, that you're still doing it big on How Did We Get Here.
Oh, that's great. That's good to hear.
It's going out of the park. People still love that track. They're still asking for it.
That's awesome. That's got some longevity to it now. That's been since last February, I think it came out.
Yeah, something like that. But believe me, I was fascinated then. I'm even more fascinated now because they still are just rolling in those. It's consistent. You know what I mean?
That's fantastic.
Billy McKnight is joining us. Hello, Billy. Nice to have you with us, brother man. Anyway, let's go to the desk, Kris, and have some fun. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today we're talking to Kris Anders. He's coming back from the Okanagans. It's been a while, actually, a number of months, but it's always nice to have Kris with us. It really, really is. Got to say hi while we're here to Joe Hickey. Francis Editors in there. Cindy Davenport. Hello, Cindy. Nice to have you back. Francis Edits is blessed, and Billy McKnight is watching, so we're up with the play right now. Kris, welcome back to Galaxy.
Thanks. It's great to see you guys again.
Yeah, believe me, it's always a pleasure to catch up with you, my friend. It really, really is. And we are still absolutely loving And I got to be honest with you, I'm loving watching this too. How did we get here? Way back when we very first met. Absolutely lovely to see that still rolling.
That's great news for me to hear as well. A lot of people resonate with that song, so it's glad to see it's working its magic over there too.
Exactly. Now, Kris, we kicked it off with Ever Enough. Tell me a little bit about this.
Well, Ever Enough is a bit of an angry song, as you can see from the performance of it, and the chord structure around it too has like a B minor in there, so it's a little bit unresolved. But it's a frustrated. The writer in there is a little frustrated with the love in his life, and I took that also to mean the frustrations of working as an independent artist in the music industry as well, and kind of envelop that story into the songwriting. And this is what came out of it, was this, am I ever enough? Is it ever enough for you? So that's where the song kind of came from. I built it up around the chord structure. So a lot of people ask me, what comes first, the lyrics, the melody, or the chords? And in this particular one, it was the chord structure that came to me first, and I built the song around it that way. And I recorded it with Andrew Smith at Lake Studios, just like the rest of it. So all 6 songs. This is the 4th release off a 6-song EP coming up. And so that was recorded in Kelowna as well. And it was just, I started it last spring, and I do take my time in the studio. Like, I go back to things and make sure that everything's where I want them. So I finished this up in the fall of 2022. So it was ready there and sitting on it, and the release date was in March of 2023. And it went out and it did its thing.
I'm actually looking forward to going over to Kelowna at some stage in the very near future. Apparently we're going looking for a mythical creature called Nungo Pongo, something like that.
Ogo Pogo, yeah.
Yeah, one of those things. We've got one similar to that here, just in our backyard actually, around Rotorua, called a Taniwha, which is pretty much an Ogo Pongo with a Maori name.
Right, or like the Loch Ness Monster or something similar.
Something like that, yeah. But yet again, another friend of mine, Kris Anders, Kris Andreas, sorry.
Yes, from Vancouver, yeah.
We're supposed to be going out looking for Sasquatch as well, so, we're going to make a mission of this.
Well, hey, you never know what you'll find.
Well, you guys have got such interesting mythical creatures. We got to come over and have a look. You know what I mean?
Well, there's so much space. I mean, it could be possible.
Well, it could be. That's the whole thing about it. It's fascinating. But yet again, you never know. It may just be a story. But, to every story, there's something of a bit of truth in it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, these things go back centuries, so it's really fascinating stuff. I'm interested in the history and all kinds of things like that as well.
Exactly, me too. Absolutely, and we like to get to the bottom of the deal and, have physical proof as well. So, believe me, I'm into that. Really, really am. In fact, I'm ready. I am so ready. Kris, breaking brand spanking new track for you, I'm ready. Tell me about this, because I love this track, I really do.
It's sometimes it's a simple song, it's fun, it's happy and cheerful, and some people say, sometimes that's the hardest ones to do. But, my approach to this was I came up with that chorus first, and I thought, in this instance, I think it should lead the song. So it leads the song. I mentioned that there's obviously, I don't know any songwriter that isn't influenced by the Beatles, but this song definitely has a Beatles-esque quality to it. If you listen to something like Hard Day's Night, from the Beatles, it's starting off with that repetitive chorus in the beginning, and I'm Ready does the exact same thing, and gets the listener involved right away and pulls you into it. And again, very fun. I'm ready for a good time. Post-COVID, summertime vibes. Let's have some fun. Let's have a party. And the lyrics are actually kind of interesting too in the verses. So that's how that all came together.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Kris. I got you on a rotate in my car when I come to work in the mornings and or going home at night. Believe me, it's very, very frequent that we get this track coming up all the time. I love it, love it, love it. I really, really do. And I kind of get the Beatles connection as well. At the same time, nice that you referred to which came first. Believe me, it's the chicken and the egg kind of thing. But I never asked that, simply because sometimes, you know, they say, oh, this was done, but it was me that wrote it. And then again, this was the lyrics, but it was him that, you know. So I never asked that, but thank you for answering that. Here, joining us live, coming out of the Okanagans, is Kris Anders, and I'm ready. Oh dear, the computer's been playing up this morning, it has. Yeah, please, can you do that?
Yeah.
See you in a minute, babe. Oh dear, gosh. Stephen on John Island is watching. Kris Andreas is joining us.
Gosh, you're terrible with names lately.
My glasses, I need new glasses, that's what it is.
You need to clean them.
Yeah, they get stuck on the Canadian names.
At least he spells is different. We've been confused on a few radio stations already, so.
Oh, well, you don't throw knives. He does.
Oh, yeah.
I've got to get it right, or otherwise I'm going to get to the sharp point of an argument here.
There you go.
This Kris that we're talking to is with a K, and the other Kris is with a C.
That's right. One Kris spells it with a K, one spells it with a C. Absolutely, I get it. I do. Oh, by the way,
Similar surnames.
Are you one of these guys that is a thinker, you know, like you think of the impossible, probable kind of deal?
I probably spend way too much time in my head, and that's why I write songs. But yeah, I overthink a lot. That's one quality of mine.
I'm guilty of that as well. I got to be honest with you, Kris. Like, for instance, we know how to measure speed of light, right?
Right.
But how fast is dark?
Right. Is it a negative? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I like to pose different questions. I mean, like. In the Second World War, the kamikaze pilots, they knew they were going to die. They even went out and got little stitching put on their scarves and shit like that, right?
Right.
Why did they give them crash helmets?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
It's just not logical.
It's just wasting it at that point. Yeah.
I got a million of them, bro, I do. But in the meantime, we'll wrap this up, but I do have a couple of very, very good questions to ask you. Okay. Mike Gill's watching as well. Nice to have you on board, Mike. It really, really is. Today we're talking to Kris Anders, coming out of the Okanagans. See, I got it right.
That's right.
I got it right. I did. Now, Kris, anything new coming out in the near future besides I'm Ready?
Well, there's one more to come off the album. So that'll probably be in September, and it's called Nobody's Watching. So it was we wanted to get I'm Ready out. We were starting to get radio play with the album as a whole, and my thought was I'm Ready needs to be out for our summer. It's here in Okanagan. It's our summertime. So we wanted to get it out early in June. So there was a bit of a rush to do that because we're still working with Ever Enough on the single and that. As that was wrapping up, I thought, let's get this going. So that was the thought process of getting I'm Ready out for summertime. And then Nobody's Watching is a little more of a heartbreak song, and it'll be coming out. We're thinking September, October. We want to beat the Christmas rush. So in the radio season, we kind of have various seasons. We want to be well ahead of Christmas time. So That'll be coming out soon. The album as a whole, as I mentioned, there's 6 songs on it total. So be all the songs that you guys have now, plus one more. The CDs are, as of today, going to print somewhere around Toronto. So we'll be doing an order of actual physical CDs, so people can, if they do buy the album, they'll get the bonus of the unheard song that's not released quite yet, the number 6 song. And the other thing that's really cool is I'm doing a run of vinyl. So that should be ready as well pretty soon. So I'll have those. Those are shorter, they're a little more expensive, but so we'll have both vinyl and CD formats for the full album. So that's pretty exciting stuff.
I just got all excited. I love vinyl, I really do. You're going to have to send me some CDs so we can do a Kris Anders giveaway. What do you reckon?
Absolutely. We'll get your address at the end of it, and I'll send them out, in a few weeks when I get them all delivered to my address here.
Very, very cool. We'd be very honoured to be able to do a giveaway for you, Kris. I really would. I'll get Barbara onto that pretty much straight away. Other question is, do you have a brand T-shirt? Can I wear your brand while I do these interviews? Because believe me, people do go online while they're watching the interview. They're doing the interwebby thing. Before you know it, you sold guitar picks, koozies, T-shirts, music, caps, whatever you got on your merch store. Believe me, they do go and buy it.
Yeah, I do have a web store set up, and it's drop shipping, so I don't ever see the product. It just gets ordered from a factory and sent to you directly. But in your case, of course, I will just order one for you and get your size as well and get that sent along with the CDs all at the same time. So
nice.
Yeah, I've got coffee cups too, coffee mugs. That I keep pens in, of course.
Well, you're going to have to send me one of those as well. I'll get Barbara onto it and let her pass on all the details of everything there. Believe me, be very, very honoured to be able to wear your brand. I really, really would. I love your music. I love you as a person, Kris. I really, really do. And I think there's a big future for you in the music industry.
Oh, thanks. That's really nice to hear. We'll make sure we get some stuff out for you. Absolutely.
Brilliant. Now that I've sucked up to it, I've got Colin coming out of Brisbane. He's saying, as a young musician, what sort of advice would you give me that can help me in my career?
Just work on your craft. I mean, and look up to other people and see what they're doing that you like and incorporate that. That's the best advice I can give. I'm still early in my path too. I started out as a manager and for my wife's career, and so I learned the business first before I became an artist. So I have a unique path that way. So I knew what record contracts were already. I knew how gigs worked. I knew how to book gigs before I ever became an artist. And the torch was passed on to me, 2019, 2020 from my wife. She said, it's your turn now to go do it. So I already had a good base of where to start. But I've improved working with a band, getting your timing better. Like, everything is different. There's recording artists, there's songwriters, and then there's the performance part of it. And the only way you learn all of it is to just do it and put your hours in. Just like if you're an athlete, it's the exact same approach I take as same quarterbacks. They always talk about getting the reps in. And I think approaching music career is the same way. Get your reps in, go do gigs, play live, make the mistakes early, so that when the big opportunities come, you can be ready for those.
Now, Kris, just before we go, when you get on stage, now let me set the scene. The lights are up, the music's playing, the band's there, crowd is going off.
Yeah.
Just before you walk on stage, do you get the butterflies?
I do this. Like, I just shake it out and I'm ready to go. Yeah, we all do it. It's just enough adrenaline to get you to perform, I think.
Believe me, my bum is waterproof before I walk on stage. It just so happens, as soon as I got a microphone in my hand, bang, I'm done. You know what I mean? I don't even remember the show until, after I come off. I don't even remember what's happened, to be very honest with you. But you get the feeling, God, it was good, But honestly, just before I go on stage, so very nervous. I think my knees talk more than anything.
I get more nervous about other things going wrong that aren't in my control. So I've got to a point now where I'm just like, as long as the sound guy is happy, as long as, you know, the other musicians are happy, as long as these speakers are working, then once that loads off, I'm like, okay, now all I have to do is go up and sing a song that I know how to do. So I've gotten to that point now where, but you know, there's still, obviously, it's, you know, people are looking at you and you're on stage and you want to make sure. So once I get halfway through the first song, I'm like, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
We can do this all night.
Yeah, believe me. Whereas I don't sing, I just introduce bands and talk to people and stuff like that with crowds. You're on the opposite where you do sing, and, well, you know what I mean. You're the performer. Me, I'm only the ornament, if you really want to put it, you know, bluntly. But believe me, I really, really enjoy the live stage environment, especially the big stage environment. I really, really do. And I can see you being a huge part of that. Now, just before we go, any tours going on this summer? I know it's summertime right now. You got anything going on for festivals?
We've got 2 outdoor shows with the full band booked. So July 20th, downtown Vernon. Then we've just got booked for Parks Alive, which is in Kelowna, which is the big city here in the Okanagan. So that's another outdoor performance. And I have at least 3 solo shows downtown Vernon as well this summer. And we are looking at booking into the fall now. I do have a booking agent named Brandy Lee, and she is hard at work getting us shows. A lot of things are filled in the summer. It's a very busy heavy tourist industry here. So we aren't confirmed for a lot of things, but the fall does look to be very, very promising. So everything that I book goes onto my website at krisanders.com. You can scroll to the bottom. You can see all the upcoming shows, full band or solo, and I keep everybody apprised there, as well as all my other social networks, such as Kris Anders Music on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And the best news, literally, is hearing artists literally saying that they are touring, they are doing work, they are on stage, they are working, unlike the pandemic era, which was, yeah, really don't want to even discuss that. But Kris, so looking forward to catching up with you again in the near future. Will you come back again?
Absolutely. Let's set something up for when the next single comes out in the fall. I'd love to visit with you guys again.
Awesome, my friend. Absolutely brilliant. And I would be more very, very interested as well in maybe talking to your wife at some stage about her career.
Sure. I'm sure she'd love to do that and tell you all about her new ventures into the art world.
Nice. Liking it. My wife is an arty person as well. She does painting. Stuff like that, you know what I mean? Usually she throws paint in my face and then rubs me on a mat. It's
if the medium works, it works.
Yeah, believe me, she'll use anything to be able to make an image, you know what I mean? And it has happened. In the meantime,
I see. That's why we got the beards, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It makes for interesting images on canvas, it really does. Having said that, so very, very happy to have everybody joining us this morning. Don't go anywhere, because while we're heading all the way over to London, not in Canada, but in England, to meet up with Tommy Stoneberg. And believe me, you're going to love Tommy. In the meantime, Kris, thank you for joining us. Don't go anywhere, because we are going to be doing the photo-y thing afterwards. In the meantime, folks, have a very happy and successful day. I'll catch you very shortly.